Again, the connection here. When you're adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, if you take the two signs that are beside each other and reverse them both, you can still get the same answer. Now, how is this useful to us? Well, let me show you some of the ways it's useful. Let's have a few questions. Let's start with if you think back to the previous video where I did double-digit numbers, thinking about putting this out with tiles and laying them all out and moving them all over the place, that's going to take a while. But if I use the trick that we've just talked about, I'm going to switch those two. Or to simplify it even more so you can see it more clearly, that's a lot easier to do. 21 minus 13. The answer is 8. Of course, in my class, if you have a question that has all these brackets and positive and negative numbers, your answer needs to have brackets and positive and negative numbers in it. But it's simply 21 minus 13. So rather than pulling out all the tiles and moving things all over the place, we can do that. But there are other questions. Let's look at this one. Oh, subtracting negative numbers, that's so hard. Oh, it's complicated. No, it isn't. Switch those two symbols. It's 29 plus 10. That's the same question. Now, let's return to what I was doing at the beginning. Why was I doing this? Why was I reviewing the fact that in adding, you can switch the order of the questions? What was this for? Subtracting, you can't change the order, but adding, you can. So, let's say I had a question like this. And you're thinking, oh, I have negative numbers. Oh, I've got positive numbers. Oh, this is adding. I can change the order if I want. This is the same question. This question is no different. All I did was flip two numbers around. Because it's adding, I'm allowed to. Can't do it with subtracting. Because I'm adding, I can flip the order. Now, let's use the trick I was just using a few moments ago. I'm going to switch these two symbols. It's going to be 12 minus positive 9, or to write it in more simple terms, 12 minus 9. Now, writing all this out seems like quite a lengthy process. But if you can do this in your head, okay, in my head, I'm going to flip them around, put 12 over here, and put the negative 9 over there. Instead of adding the negative 9, I'm going to subtract the positive 9. Oh, it's 12 minus 9. The answer is 3. Sometimes this can make the question easier. Lots of times, it's a whole lot simpler to pull out your tiles and solve it using tiles. But there are some students out there for whom this is much, much easier to do. And if that's you, great.